Gentlemen, here is a hard truth most men over 60 feel but rarely say. The mornings that once greeted you with certainty now arrive quiet. That quiet is not just about performance, it is about identity. You start to wonder if the part of you that felt strong, capable, and confidently masculine has slipped away for good. I am here to tell you it has not. I am Dr. Jenifer Morgan, a urologist who has spent more than 25 years helping men over 50 reclaim vitality, circulation, testosterone balance, and confidence without gimmicks. Today, I am going to show you a simple nightly ritual that many men overlook. It takes about a minute, costs almost nothing, and supports the very systems that create reliable morning strength. If you stay with me, you will learn the why, the how, and the exact timeline most men experience at 7, 14, and 30 days. Before we go any further, I want you to picture this. One small spice you already have in your kitchen. Not a pill. Not a powder. A single clove tucked in the side of your mouth for 60 seconds before bed. That is it. No drama. No late-night orders. But inside that clove is an oil called eugenol that helps relax blood vessels, calm hidden inflammation, and set the stage for stronger nitric oxide signals overnight. That matters, because erections are not built in the heat of the moment. They are built quietly while you sleep, when your body restores blood flow pathways and releases the testosterone waves you depend on. When men hear this, the first reaction is disbelief. How could something so small move the needle? The answer is simple biology. You are giving your body a direct signal to support circulation when it does its deepest repair work. I want you to know you are not alone in this. In my clinic, I have listened to retired firefighters, carpenters, teachers, and veterans lower their voices and ask me the same question. Why now? Why, after 60, do mornings fade? The reasons are not moral failings. They are mechanical. Arteries stiffen. Nitric oxide declines. Testosterone production is blunted by poor sleep and chronic stress. Add in pressure from life, certain medications, even gum inflammation, and the system that once worked on autopilot becomes unreliable. But unreliable is not irreversible. That is the promise of working with your body instead of against it. A nightly minute that primes circulation, supports deeper sleep, and helps your natural testosterone rhythm do its job. Let me open a loop you will want closed. In a few minutes, I will show you exactly how to do this. Clove method the right way, why timing at night outperforms morning use, and the 3 markers you should track so you can see progress without guesswork. I will also share what most men report after 1 week deeper sleep and the first stirrings of morning strength. After 2 weeks, clearer energy and more reliable firmness. After 30 days, the kind of consistency that changes not just performance, but mood, relationships, and day-long confidence. If that sounds like the kind of control you want back, stay with me. Now a quick word about voice and trust. You deserve advice that respects your time and your intelligence. I do not sell pills or promise overnight miracles. I help men over 50 make small changes that stack up. The clove method is one of those changes. It is private. It is safe for most men. It works with your nightly repair cycle when testosterone surges and blood vessels relax. And it pairs naturally with the habits you already know you should do better. Sleep timing, evening hydration management, light movement, and stress control. We will get to those in later parts. Tonight, you only need one action. Here is what I want from you right now. If you want your stronger mornings back, type 1 in the comments, so I know you are in. If you are skeptical, type 0 and tell me what you have tried and what held you back. Your feedback shapes what I teach next. And if you find value in straight talk about men's health, vitality, circulation, and prostate health, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the practical steps men over 50 need. Before we move to the mechanics, let me address the fear many men carry. You worry that the quiet you wake up to now is permanent. It is not. Your blood vessels can learn to open more efficiently. Your nitric oxide signals can be supported. Your sleep can improve. When sleep improves, testosterone production rebounds. When testosterone and circulation improve together, mornings change. Not because you forced them in the moment, but because you prepared the night before. That is the shift we are making starting tonight. In a moment, I will walk you through the exact protocol. Whole clove, not powdered. Where to place it. How long to keep it. What to expect in taste and sensation. When to remove it before sleep. The simple safety notes if you have dental work or sensitive gums. And the one timing rule that turns a small habit into a real result. Keep watching, because the difference between doing this casually and doing it correctly is the difference between a small bump and a real transformation. If you are new here, welcome. This channel exists to help men over 50 restore energy, performance, confidence, and healthy intimacy in ways that last. No hype, just clear steps. By the end of this video, you will know how to start tonight, how to track progress over the next 30 days, and what to add next if you want even bigger results. Let us get your confidence moving in the right direction again. Now let us break down exactly why erections fade after 60 and why a 60-second ritual before bed can begin to reverse that trend. You asked why mornings fade after 60. The answer is not a single switch that flips off. It is a set of quiet drifts that add up. Once you see them clearly, you also see exactly where to push back. Start with the pipes. In your 20s and 30s, the inner lining of your arteries, the endothelium, makes plenty of nitric oxide, the messenger that tells blood vessels to relax and open. With age, oxidative stress and low-grade inflammation scar that lining. The signal weakens. The smooth muscle in the vessel wall does not relax on command. Picture a garden hose that has become stiff in the sun. Turn the tap, and water still flows, but the hose resists pressure, and the spray is weak. Erections depend on the opposite compliant vessels that open fully and hold blood under pressure. When that compliance drops firmness and staying power drop with it, next is the wiring. Nerves that trigger and maintain tumescence rely on clean, fast signaling. Years of elevated blood sugar, high blood pressure, or even long hours of sitting can blunt that responsiveness. The signal arrives, but it is delayed or dampened. You feel desire, but the response is late or fades midway. Add in pelvic floor deconditioning common after decades of chair time, and the mechanics do not support what the signal is asking for. The fix is not to push harder in the moment. It is to restore the baseline state so that the same signal translates into an immediate, reliable response. Now look at the chemistry. Testosterone does not vanish overnight, but the pattern changes. Starting in midlife, total levels trickle down, and free testosterone is often hit harder due to increases in binding proteins. Meanwhile, cortisol, the stress hormone, tends to run higher when sleep is broken, when nighttime urination fragments rest, or when late-night screens keep the brain on alert. Cortisol and testosterone pull in opposite directions. If cortisol owns the night, testosterone pays the price the next morning. This is why I say erections are built while you sleep. Deep, uninterrupted sleep is where luteinizing hormone pulses, where testosterone peaks, and where endothelial repair happens. Protect sleep, and you protect performance. There is a fourth piece most men overlook: silent inflammation from the mouth. Bleeding gums and chronic plaque invite bacteria into the bloodstream. Those bacteria trigger inflammatory signals that roughen artery linings everywhere, including the tiny arteries of the penis. If you have ever noticed that your gums bleed when you floss, your body is hinting at a circulation problem, not just a dental one. When we calm that inflammation professionally and with better nightly habits, the same man often reports better morning strength before he changes anything else. Medications and lifestyle round out the picture. Many common drugs can nudge performance in the wrong direction. Certain blood pressure medicines, some antidepressants, and prostate symptom drugs among them. I am not telling you to stop them. I am telling you to recognize the load your system carries and to talk with your physician about options that are friendlier to intimacy if needed. On the lifestyle side, heavy late dinners, alcohol close to bedtime, and evening dehydration all conspire to fragment sleep and raise nighttime blood pressure. Each of those choices shows up the next morning where you notice it most. So where does a clove fit in this bigger map? It is not a magic wand. It is a lever that works at 3 of the root causes. The eugenol in a whole clove helps your endothelium by reducing oxidative stress and supporting nitric oxide signaling. It eases vascular smooth muscle, the very muscle that must relax to admit a surge of blood. And it has a naturally calming effect on the nervous system, helping you drop into deeper sleep cycles where testosterone release is highest. There is also a direct local benefit. When that oil bathes your gums, it helps reduce bacterial load and inflammation in the mouth, the same inflammation that can choke off circulation downstream. One small ritual, multiple mechanisms moving in your favor. I want you to imagine 2 trajectories from tonight forward. Path 1. Nothing changes. You go to bed with the same tension in your shoulders, the same racing mind, the same low-grade gum irritation, the same late-night snack and nightcap. You wake up flat and tell yourself this is just age. Path 2. You make 1 minute for a clove. You bring your last drink of water at least an hour before bed. You cut late alcohol. You give your jaw a quick floss and brush, and you dim the phone. Same man, same age, different biology by morning. Over 7 nights, those tiny choices stack. The endothelium breathes easier. Sleep deepens. Testosterone pulses harder. The hose softens and the spray returns. That is not wishful thinking. That is physiology with fewer breaks applied. Let me be candid. If you are expecting a dramatic change after 1 use, you will be disappointed. If you are expecting a steady climb over the first 2 to 4 weeks, you will be encouraged. This is a system problem solved by a systems approach. The clove is the nightly key that turns the engine. Your job is to turn it every night, then give the engine fuel and air earlier, dinner earlier, lights out, and gentle evening movement that lowers blood pressure before bed. In part 3, I will show you the exact protocol to do this safely and effectively, whole versus powdered, how many cloves, where to place it, how long to keep it, what to do if you have dentures or sensitive gums, and the single timing rule that separates small improvements from real transformation. I will also give you 3 simple tracking markers so you can see progress without guesswork. If you are ready for clear instructions, you can start tonight. Stay with me. If this resonates, drop a quick comment with your biggest roadblock right now. Sleep, stress, circulation, or confidence. Your answers help me tailor the next steps. And if you know a friend who needs this conversation, share this video with him. The silence around this topic keeps too many men stuck. In the next section, we get practical. Tonight, you will know exactly what to do and how to do it, so your body can meet you halfway by morning. Now that you understand why mornings fade, let's get into the exact nightly method to start turning that around. This is what I call the 60-second clove method. It's simple, natural, private, and it takes less than a minute. But when you do it right and consistently, it quietly sets off a chain of repair while you sleep. Here's how you do it. 30 minutes before bed, take 1 or 2 whole dried cloves, not powdered spice, not capsules. You want the real buds, the small, hard brown pieces you'd find in the spice aisle. Rinse your mouth, then place one clove between your gum and your cheek. Either side is fine. Don't chew it right away. Just let it rest there and soften as you breathe. Within 30 seconds, you'll taste its sharp, warm flavor. That's the eugenol oil releasing. That oil is the reason this works. Eugenol is absorbed directly through the mucous membranes in your mouth, entering your bloodstream faster than anything swallowed. It starts to relax the smooth muscle in your blood vessels, which allows them to open wider. At the same time, it reduces inflammatory molecules that restrict flow, and it signals your body to produce more nitric oxide, the messenger that tells your arteries to expand. That means more oxygen, more nutrients, and more reliable circulation to the areas that define your vitality. Let the clove sit for about a minute. Then you can either chew it lightly and swallow or remove it and rinse. If your gums are sensitive, start with half a minute or try alternating sides each night. The key is consistency, not intensity. Now, timing. I always tell my patients, do this at night, not in the morning. Why? Because your body builds erections while you sleep. This is when testosterone surges, nitric oxide pathways reset, and tissues repair. Doing the clove ritual before bed means you're giving your body the raw materials and the calm it needs, exactly when it does the most rebuilding. Think of it like charging your phone overnight. You don't wait until it's dead to plug it in, you charge it, so it's ready to perform in the morning. That's exactly what this does. By the time your head hits the pillow, the eugenol has entered your bloodstream. As you drift off, your blood vessels soften, inflammation cools, and your testosterone rhythm begins its nightly rise. By morning, the system is primed, and that familiar sign of health can return naturally. I still remember a man named Harold, 68, retired Navy engineer. He'd tried everything: supplements, powders, even prescription aids that left him with headaches and no lasting confidence. When I suggested cloves, he laughed. "Doctor, you're telling me something from my spice rack will do what those blue pills can't," I said. "Try it for 7 nights." A week later, he called the office. There was a pause on the line before he said quietly, "Doc, it worked." My wife asked me what changed. I just told her bedtime cloves. That was the first time in years he'd laughed about it, not out of frustration, but relief. I've seen this story repeat again and again. Men who had almost given up suddenly rediscover their confidence, not because of a miracle, but because they gave their body the signal it needed to restore itself. This method doesn't override your system, it supports it. It tells your arteries, your nerves, and your hormones to work together again. Here's a tip I want you to add tonight. After placing the clove, take 5 slow breaths through your nose. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 2, exhale for 6. This simple breathing pattern triggers your parasympathetic system, the rest and repair mode, which amplifies the calming effect of eugenol. Together, they lower nighttime stress hormones and help you slip into deeper sleep. And deeper sleep means stronger testosterone release, which is what you're really chasing. Now, what should you expect? Don't expect fireworks overnight. This is a quiet restoration, not a jolt. Here's what most men report. Night 1 and 3. A deeper sense of calm before sleep. Some notice less tossing and turning. By day 7, you begin to wake up clearer, maybe even noticing the faint return of morning firmness. By week 2, sleep quality improves, further energy rises, and blood flow feels steadier. By week 4, confidence returns. Erections are firmer, more consistent, and last longer without any chemicals forcing it. And remember, this is more than just physical change. When a man takes back his routine, even in a small way, it rewires something deeper: belief. Belief that you're not done. Belief that your body still listens. Every night you place that clove in your mouth, you're sending a message to yourself, I still choose to show up for my health. So tonight, before you go to bed, prepare one clove. Set it by your toothbrush. When you're ready to sleep, follow the steps we just discussed. It's 1 minute of intention that can reshape your mornings. Now that you know the method, the next step is crucial. Understanding when it works best and how timing influences results. In part 4, I'll walk you through the science of timing, why your body's night cycles make or break testosterone release, and why even a small shift in your bedtime routine can multiply the effect of this ritual. If you're ready to unlock the full potential of your body's nightly repair, stay with me. This next part is where everything connects. Let's talk about timing, because when you do, something can be just as powerful as what you do. Men often ask me, Dr. Morgan, can I do this clove ritual in the morning, maybe right before intimacy? And my answer is always the same. You could, but you'd be missing the real magic. Here's why. Your body is not static. It runs on a natural rhythm called the circadian cycle. During the night, testosterone peaks, nitric oxide levels reset, and your body rebuilds from the inside out. That's when your arteries repair microscopic damage, your hormones synchronize, and your brain finally powers down from the day's stress. So if you want your mornings back, stronger, firmer, more reliable, you must work with that rhythm, not against it. That's why the best time to use the clove method is 30 minutes before bed. It's when your system is already preparing for recovery. When you gently suck on a clove at night, eugenol begins working as your body shifts from alert to rest mode. It relaxes your vascular walls, quiets inflammation, and helps trigger the nervous system to release the chemicals that deepen sleep. And deeper sleep doesn't just make you feel rested, it's what gives your testosterone room to rise again. Let me give you a clear picture. Testosterone is not produced evenly throughout the day. According to the NIH, nearly 80% of a man's daily testosterone is released during the first few cycles of deep sleep. That means, if your sleep is broken, if you wake up to urinate multiple times, check your phone or toss, and turn your testosterone release gets cut short. And when testosterone drops, blood flow suffers, muscle tone weakens, and morning erections fade. But when sleep is deep, long and steady, your testosterone surges. That surge refills your tank for the next day, and you feel it when you wake. Now here's the poetic part of the clove ritual. When you take 1 minute before bed to perform it, you are literally priming the system right before this hormonal window opens. You're giving your blood vessels the relaxation cue, your brain, the rest signal, and your testosterone-producing machinery a head start. It's the difference between your body idling all night and running a quiet, powerful tune-up while you sleep. Let me tell you about a man named Patrick. He was 70, a retired truck driver who'd spent 40 years on the road running on coffee and stress. When he came to see me, he said, "Doc, I don't sleep more than 4 hours. I wake up exhausted, and my mornings are gone." I asked him to start 2 things. 1 clove, 30 minutes before bed, and 10 minutes of slow breathing in a dark room before lying down. No screens, no news, no caffeine, just calm. 2 weeks later, he came back. He smiled, sat down and said, "Doctor, I sleep 6 hours straight now. And I woke up this morning feeling like I used to." That was not coincidence. That was his body finally getting the uninterrupted rest it needed to rebuild testosterone and restore flow. That's the pattern I see again and again. When men use the clove ritual at night, they're not just helping their circulation, they're repairing the engine that drives it. They wake up calmer, stronger, and more confident, not just because of a physical change, but because of what that physical change tells their brain: you're back in control. And there's another layer to this one that surprises most men. Eugenol doesn't just act as a circulatory enhancer, it also helps your nervous system reset. Most men over 60 live in a constant low-grade fight-or-flight state. Even when they don't feel anxious, their bodies are producing too much adrenaline and cortisol, the same chemicals that constrict blood vessels and blunt erections. When you use cloves before bed, eugenol gently suppresses that overactive stress response. It tells your body it's safe to rest. And when you rest your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and repair system takes over. That's the same system that governs arousal and erection quality. In other words, calm at night equals strength in the morning. Let's connect the dots. You use the clove method 30 minutes before bed. Eugenol enters your bloodstream opening vessels and calming nerves. Your body drops into deeper sleep. Testosterone and nitric oxide surge during those deep phases. You wake with stronger circulation and firmer confidence. That's not wishful thinking. That's pure physiology, and it works if you give it time. But I also want to warn you about one mistake that can sabotage everything. If you combine this method with alcohol-heavy meals or late-night sugar, you cancel out most of its benefit. Alcohol raises cortisol and disrupts REM cycles. Late meals divert blood to digestion instead of repair. And sugar spikes insulin, which blunts testosterone release. So if you want to maximize results, keep your last meal at least 3 hours before bed and limit alcohol to small amounts or skip it entirely while you start this ritual. Let your body work uninterrupted. Now you may be wondering, is this really all I need? Just a spice? Just timing? The answer is yes to start. Because once your body starts rebuilding the nightly cycle of relaxation repair and hormone release, the momentum carries itself. Within a few weeks, you'll notice better mornings, steadier energy, and deeper calm. In the next part, we'll go even deeper beyond performance. Because while stronger mornings are what get most men interested, the clove method actually begins a whole-body reset. Better sleep, less inflammation, improved joint comfort, and sharper mood. I'll show you how those benefits stack, how to know your progress is real, and what to expect at 7, 14, and 30 days. Stay with me, because that's where you start seeing transformation, not just improvement. Let's bring everything together, because what's happening in your body after you start this nightly ritual is far bigger than just stronger mornings. Yes, you'll notice improved firmness and consistency, but what truly surprises most men is the ripple effect that follows deeper sleep, better focus, calmer energy, even relief in places you didn't expect: your joints, your digestion, your mood. That's the sign that your body's circulation and repair systems are finally working with you again, not against you. Let me explain why this happens. When you use the clove method before bed, the eugenol oil inside each clove doesn't just improve blood flow. It also lowers systemic inflammation. The same silent process that stiffens arteries, irritates joints, and weakens hormone response. As inflammation drops, your cells begin communicating better. Your heart, brain, and reproductive organs all get cleaner blood flow and more oxygen. That's why many men tell me, "Doc, I started this for performance, but I feel sharper and calmer during the day." That's not coincidence. That's your circulation, supporting your brain, your nerves, your hormones, everything that defines how young you feel. I remember a patient named Robert, 74. He began this routine skeptical but consistent. By week 3, he said something that stuck with me. "It's not just about mornings, Doc. I wake up rested. I move easier. Even my mood feels lighter." That's what real restoration looks like. It's not a single fix, it's a cascade of recovery. Here's how the timeline usually unfolds. After 7 days, most men notice calmer nights and fewer awakenings. You start sleeping longer and more deeply, which is the foundation of hormone balance. The first sign of change isn't physical performance, it's how you feel when you wake. You're more rested, less tense, and mentally clearer. After 14 days, morning firmness begins to return, often quietly at first. You may notice that the strength is better, the consistency more reliable. Your energy during the day is steadier because blood flow and oxygen delivery improve throughout the body. Men often report sharper focus, better workouts, and even warmer hands and feet, all signs that circulation is improving. After 30 days, this is when the transformation settles in. Your testosterone rhythm is more stable, your nitric oxide pathways are stronger, and your inflammation markers are lower. Mornings feel like they used to, not forced, not chemical, but natural. You wake up with confidence. Your partner notices not just the difference in performance, but the difference in you. You stand taller, laugh more, and carry a quiet pride that many men lose too early. But here's the most powerful part: this ritual keeps building over time. Every night, you stay consistent, you're compounding benefits. Better circulation each week. Stronger hormone balance each month. Sharper vitality each season. It's not about turning back the clock. It's about teaching your body to run clean again, naturally. Now I need to address something most men overlook: your mouth. I mentioned earlier how gum inflammation can quietly destroy your blood flow. Here's why this matters so much. The same arteries that feed your gums also feed your heart and your manhood. If your gums bleed when you brush, or your dentist mentions periodontal disease, that inflammation is already harming your circulation. Cloves, as simple as they are, fight that directly. Eugenol is a natural antibacterial and anti-inflammatory agent. Each night, as you suck on that clove, the oil coats your gums, kills harmful bacteria, and soothes inflamed tissue. Over time, your gum health improves, and that means better overall blood flow. It's one of the few habits that supports both oral and intimate health at the same time. Gentlemen, I want to be honest with you. There are no miracles here. No shortcuts. Just biology responding to consistency. But that's the beauty of it. You don't need a prescription or a device. You just need one small commitment, 1 minute each night, to remind your body what it's capable of. So tonight, before you go to bed, pause for 60 seconds. Take one clove, place it between your gum and your cheek, and let the oil release. As you breathe and feel that warmth spread, remind yourself you are not broken. You are not past your prime. Your body still listens. It just needed the right signal. If this message speaks to you, take action. Type "I'm in the comments. Tell me how your first week goes. Share your story, because your story will help another man watching, silently, wondering if he can get his confidence back. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I post clear, science-backed methods for men over 50 every week, and I don't want you missing what comes next. Because in the next video, we're going deeper into the hidden habits that quietly block your nitric oxide production, and how to fix them naturally. You'll see exactly how to make this 60-second ritual part of a bigger system that keeps your energy and performance strong year after year. Gentleman decline is not destiny. Your best mornings aren't behind you. They're waiting for you to reclaim them. Start tonight. Be consistent. And let your body show you what it can still do. This video is for educational purposes only. It does not replace professional medical advice. Every man's health situation is unique, so always consult with your healthcare provider before starting any new routine or supplement. Your vitality deserves personalized care.